Good afternoon, viewers. Good afternoon, fellow Africans. Good afternoon, all human rights lawyers, international legal experts, international lawyers, friends, comrades, to all governments across in Europe, in America, especially the government of the United Kingdom, to the honorable good friend of mine, Prime Minister Starmer. Sir Starmer, a great party leader of Labour Party. This message is to you and the people of the Commonwealth. For more than 9 years, since 2016, or about 2015-16, I have been at the forefront to expose. I've investigated as an investigative journalist, gone into also as a person who stands for Pan-African Forum and Associates. We have been investigating, documenting human rights abuses in the territory of Southern Cameroon, commonly known as Amazonia. We have documented evidence that we have piled to Human Rights Watch, Amnesty International, African Union, all agencies, European Court of Justice and Human Rights Court, the ICC, have piled all the evidence, trying to get a solution for the people of Southern Cameroon, where President Paul Biya has sent the army to kill, to maim, to rape, to destroy the entire population of Southern Cameroon, Amazonia, simply because the conflict between English speaker, because they speak English. The Commonwealth stands for the common people. The Commonwealth has values. The Commonwealth has values of democracy. The Commonwealth has values of human rights. I officially want to tell you, I stand on behalf of the interests of the NERA 10 professors and lawyers abducted under Buhari from Nigeria, refugees registered by the United Nations Refugee Agency, given refugee status in Nigeria. Mr. Paul Biya's army commandos at night crossed over, given airspace of the Nigerian government, which is also part of the terrorist systems that we have in this, around that region, allowed them to go into Abuja in a hotel, kidnap 10 people, helped by the Nigerian army, airlifted, blindfolded, tortured them. You all know what non-refoulement is. Mr. Prime Minister, you are a lawyer. You have been a prosecutor of such heinous crimes. I call upon you to look at this as the head of the Commonwealth. The King is the head of the Commonwealth. Why should we have such a country in the Commonwealth? Why should we have a country like Cameroon seated in the Commonwealth, and you are preaching human rights everywhere in Gaza and other places? We are talking of human rights. We've left human rights being destroyed, killed, abused in a Commonwealth country, and we have given them status to sit near the King, where democracy, civilization, the norms of democracy, the values of human rights originate from. The Commonwealth Secretary General, the former one, has been she glozed over these human rights abuses. She glozed over these murders, killings, torture, rape of women, small, younger people, girls raped, gang raped by the Cameroonian army. And here we are, Mr. Prime Minister, the conservative government of Priti Patel and other people and Sunak preached, glozed over. They never said anything. They continued to dine, eat with Paul Biya because the French have put him there. Now time has come. We are looking for values in the Commonwealth. Why should a country like Cameroon be in the Commonwealth? What value does Cameroon add to the Commonwealth? What democracy does Cameroon bring in the Commonwealth? Mr. Prime Minister, I've been a member of the Labour Party for 38 years. Since I came to Britain, I have been here, settled in this country, having come from a background of conflict. Way back, I've voted the Labour Party. Whether we lose, I have voted the Labour Party. I'll continue to vote the Labour Party up to the end. What difference are you going to make for the many refugees, the Southern Cameroonians, their crime being English speakers, their crime being they ask for a territory that was just given without a document. They were annexed by the dictatorship of the North, of the French, with the help of the French and the United Nations. Where is the document on Southern Cameroon? I've looked, I've gone to the ICJ, I've asked opinion polls, opinion in the ICJ. I've asked, we have gone together with 3 friendly countries across the Sahel. We have suspended our fighting, waiting, thinking somebody in the West will come up and take a stand against Paul Biya. My address today to the world is why should Mr. Paul Biya, I'll narrow it down to the Commonwealth, because that's where I belong. I come from a country which is a Commonwealth country. And I believe that Commonwealth was created for us. I campaigned for Madame Shelley of Ghana. I thought Madame Shelley would bring a difference to the Commonwealth. But what has worried me, 2 days to elections, Madame Shelley, with all these irregularities and the glaring human rights abuses, 3,000 prisoners of political prisoners, prisoners of conscience in jail, scattered all over Cameroon. She has sent observers, Commonwealth observers, to observe over dead bodies, over human rights abuses, over an election that has been brutalized. I want to ask you, what type of people are you? What are we doing here? Madam Secretary General of Commonwealth, what is your role here? Way back in the 1990s, when Abacha became a ruthless dictator, slaughtering people, detaining that Obasanjo, Abiola, we came to the Commonwealth. I led a team to demonstrate around the Commonwealth with Judge Osuju, who has gone back and has been swallowed by imperial capital mercantile capitalism. We demonstrated in the Commonwealth for the release of Obasanjo and the Chief Abiola and the Ken. We suspended Nigeria from Commonwealth. We suspended Ghana and the Rawlings from the Commonwealth. Why are we not suspending these 2 countries for violation of human rights? What value do they add to the Commonwealth if they are violating, killing their own people? Then you send a delegation. You waste Commonwealth money, which could build hospital, clinics for sick people in Commonwealth, to send observers to observe a dented election, a stupid sham, blood-letting, blood-stained election in Cameroon. Mr. Prime Minister, sir, I am your friend. I always criticize Kemi when she tries to talk about immigration. She has forgotten where she came from. It's her country where the origin is rotten. More refugees who have been brutalized by the Nigerian system are pouring out in big numbers. Isn't it time for us to change the policy so that they can stop these refugees from coming out by telling the regimes that produce refugees in the world to stop it? Isn't it time for people to stop Paul Biya by telling Paul Biya enough is enough? You have to put a peace dialogue between surrender the territory of Southern Cameroon to go. If you can't, don't brutalize them, don't kill them. There is no election in Cameroon for you to send our Commonwealth observers. They are just pocketing the dollars. There's nothing there's nothing, completely nothing you are getting out of this. You're embarrassing the Commonwealth as a pillar of democracy, a pillar of human rights values, which is the doctrine of the Commonwealth. That's why the Queen, the late Queen, stood for the Commonwealth, the symbol of the Commonwealth. The current King, King Charles, is the symbol of the Commonwealth. How do we feel when other people, the children who have not eaten for years, 9 years, running breads of the Cameroonian army of Paul Biya, slaughtering them, putting them in camps, ID camps, detention without trial, people abducted, non-refoulement policies, broken everything? How do you feel? I have addressed the world. It's not only to the British Prime Minister, but he is the person I can cry, because the Commonwealth is headquartered in London. I am the representative of the Naira 10, official representative outside international waters. I have the mandate. I've sent you the letters, Mr. Prime Minister, and I've made one open letter. The others I've sent them quietly for you to see from the real people who are suffering in prison. Life kangaroo courts that sentence them to life. And Mr. Paul Biya is again. In 2 days, Britain will recognize Mr. Paul Biya. Is this what we look for? What a tragedy. I leave it here. Thank you very much. Thank you, and I hope everything will come to an end one day. Salvation will be God. Thank you very much, Mr. Prime Minister. You are doing very well. For the rest of the other things, I support you, and I will support you on social media. I don't know why Kemi is confused, but keep on working. You are doing a great job, but look at this problem of the Commonwealth and the Southern Cameroon. This is for Africa, with Africa, by Africa. Ciao.